Hi everybody, this is Lisa, the original designing diva. I am here to do a video tour of my new budget and finances book. I had mentioned in a recent video that I had some added responsibilities around the house and I felt the need to organize a little bit better. So, I was budgeting my time and, keeping things organized for myself. So some of the forms in here are forms that I came up with myself. Some are forms that I did purchase off of Etsy, and I put them together in this binder now. These are the forms that I started out with, and these are ones I pretty much did myself. This was to be my master bill pay list, which was so that I could record all the bills we owed each month and then just make sure each month that they were paid. And it turned out to be something different than that. So these forms I used for the month of May because it was a work in progress. And after I did May, I kind of redid the forms according to what I did need and what I found I did and did not need on the forms that I have here. So this didn't work, so that went by the wayside. This was my monthly budget planner. This again did not work. I found myself writing in things that weren't on here, not using things that were on here, so this went by the wayside. And this, this worked. It was just, I did it a little bit differently, but we do online banking, and of course, everything is, there for online banking. However, well, I'll go into that when I get to that form, but this is how our bank shows our bill pay. It shows it on it has a calendar like this, and it has for, say, Monday the 12th, I'm just making these dates up, Monday the 12th, there's 3 bills being paid for a total of $750. And on Friday the 20th, there's 1 bill being paid for $1,200. So this is just to mimic what is on the bank website. So when I do my register, I have all the information here. This was supposed to be a running record of what was being paid, deposits, and balance, our bank balance. And because I wanted to, the way I'm sure most people do online banking, so you can set up payments ahead of time. You can have auto deductions. Like I can do payments at the beginning of May for payments that I want to make the end of May. But for me, I find that difficult to keep track of. So basically what I needed was a check register so that I could put all that stuff in the register and look at it and know I was okay. And this is what I came up with first, and it just didn't do that. It didn't keep track of what I wanted. So that went by the wayside. So this is what I ended up with. The beginning of here, this is my regular personal calendar, and it has, of course, my appointments and holidays and all that stuff. And I'm in this budget binder pretty much every day, so I put this in the beginning because it just seems silly to have another binder with just a calendar in it. So this is my personal calendar, and that's what the book opens up to. So this is my new master bill pay list, and I don't think there's any account information or anything on here, but so basically what it is all the bills listed over here, and then the 12 months, and I check off when they're paid for that month. Now this is the first month I'm doing this, so I'm adding bills on here, but from now on, I will look back to this each month to make sure that all these bills are paid, so nothing gets lost in the shuffle. So that's my master bill pay list now, as opposed to that other thing I had. These are the forms I did for May that didn't work. And this is what I came up with to keep a running balance of my checking account. And basically all it is a check register. We have two accounts we pay bills for, and I just started doing online banking for my mom today, so I will be taking, recording, taking care. I will be taking care of her accounts, and so they will be on, she'll have one for herself also. So basically, it's just a regular check register. It's the date, description, debit, credit, and the balance. And, that way I can I can keep track of future payments and stuff that don't show deducted from my checking account in the online banking section. So I know what my real balance is, if that makes sense. And this is what I came up with to use for my new monthly tracker. It's got the calendar on the front. And these are our two accounts. It has starting balance, outstanding balance, which are auto payments that will be taken out, future bill pays that don't show as deducted yet, auto deductions, and then the adjusted balance, which is the balance I'm actually working with. So that's the first page. The second page is the bill pay schedule, the bills I've paid, the date, the account, previous balance, new charges, current balance, minimum payment, and the amount paid. So that's the first part. And then PayPal and Amazon I have separate because I don't always deduct straight from my checking account for these two. So just for my own information. PayPal, I have the account mainly for my businesses. However, and I move money back and forth from checking to PayPal and blah, blah, blah. But I do use PayPal sometimes if I'm ordering online and it's a site I'm not familiar with. Sometimes I'll go through PayPal for the anonymity and the protection of PayPal. So, so I'm not giving out my credit card number or my, anything like that to to a site I'm not sure I trust. And Amazon, the same thing. I don't always do debit, and I just want to keep track of it separate from my own information because Amazon is my downfall. I love Amazon. I could buy something from them every single day. PayPal too. eBay and PayPal are not my friends. So I just wanted to keep track of that. And then groceries, we do delivery. We have grocery delivery. So I have, that, whether it's Instacart or Peapod, and the amount that we've paid. And then Credit Karma, I think, is a great thing. I check it once a month, and it will tell you your total debt. It will tell you how much of that debt is credit card debt, how much is mortgage. It will give you your credit score. It will tell you, it will break down your credit score as far as, income to debt ratio and all that good stuff. So I want to check that once a month and keep track of that. So those are the the main forms that I will be using. This is an expense log for anything other than what's on these two pages. So, like if I run into Walmart and I pick up stuff, or anything other expenses that I don't record on these, that doesn't necessarily come out of our accounts, will go on here. This is medical expenses because, well, we don't have the world's greatest insurance, and it seems the last few years we've been incurring medical expenses, so I just want to keep a record of that for my own information. So medical expenses, donations, savings goal. This form is for if you're saving for a specific item, and so once we get everything settled and we know what's happening, I want to save for a scrap box. And if anybody's a crafter, they probably know what a scrap box is. But when we move, I'm not going to have a room like I have now. I'll have a space. And so for me, the most logical solution I thought was a scrap box, because when it's closed, it looks like a piece of furniture. It looks like an armoire, and it opens like 5 times its closed size, and you can fit quite a bit in there. So I thought that would be a good solution. It could either go in a guest room, it could go in a family room. When you're not using it, it closes up, and like I said, looks like a piece of furniture. So when things get settled, that's going to be my first savings goal, is for a scrap box, because they're not inexpensive. Okay, so this is, again, this will be the next month, and so that it just goes through the whole year for that setup. And then these are yearly expenses, biannual, quarterly things that you don't pay every month, like insurance, life insurance. My life insurance, I think, is quarterly. Taxes are twice a year, that type of thing, to keep a record of them. And this is a yearly debt tracker. I don't know if I will actually use this. It's kind of like, I don't think I would do it monthly. I think I would do it yearly. Your total debt, and break it down into what your debt is. So I probably will end up, this is not a form, this was a form I purchased. So I may tweak something. No, that's just who I bought the form from. This is something I probably will redo. I probably won't actually use this form. I'll probably tweak it to be a yearly thing. And this is savings tracker for the year. And then these are my Etsy shop forms, and I just simplified these down to sales, total sales, and total costs, like listing fees and seller fees and all that other good stuff for Etsy. And then this is for my resale items. I do sell things on eBay and Mercari that are, some of them are personal items that I'm no longer using. Some of them are items that I've purchased specifically to resell. So it just helps me keep track of what I've sold, and if it's something I specifically purchased to sell, what I purchased it for and sold it for. If it's a personal item, just what I sold it for, just to keep track. And then I just added my YouTube and blog in here, because it just, again, seems silly to have another binder just for this information. So it's my two YouTube channels. And, it's the date, the idea, recorded, edited, and posted, which I don't edit anymore because I don't have a program that I know how to use, but I will one day. And so this is the blog for, it's my blog record for the original Designing Diva and for the Woman of a Certain Age. So that's to keep track of those. And then I just put in a password keeper, because I have been changing out my passwords. A lot of sites are requiring you to update your passwords, and they want these huge. I can remember in work, I had a decent password, and I had somebody actually hack into my work account and print some things from my account. And so I went in and I did these. I think it was like a eight letter word combination password, and when I changed my password, I had to go through my manager, the computer manager person, and they were like, "Oh my God, this is such a long password. You'll never remember it." Blah 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 blah. And the passwords now that they make you come up with are, you've got to have special symbols and caps and lowercase, and it has to be like 10 letters long. And so a lot of sites I find that I go to, they're making me update my password, and I tended to use the same password for every site, which is not a good idea. So I'm going to have to start keeping track of them because I won't remember. I won't remember. And sometimes I will do the autosave on, I use Chrome, the autosave on Chrome, but I don't know if that's a good idea either to autosave your passwords. So I don't know. So that's my book. For what it's worth, if I do any changes or tweaks, I may find next month when I go through that those new forms I did don't really work either, and I may need to tweak them. But if I do any updates, I will let you know. But for now, this is what I'm working with, and I hope if it gives you some ideas, or you know, if it was helpful in any way, I'm glad. But I thank you for watching. Um, and I guess that's it for now. I'll do the second part of this with the home binder. I'll do it now and post them pretty much at the same time. So I say thank you for watching. This is Lisa, the original Designing Diva, saying bye for now. Bye bye.